Hello guys and welcome to Tripmeister, which is an itinerary building app which you can use for planning and organizing your road trips. So let's have a look at this app. First I want to log in into my user account, which I've already set up. So I go to log in. I can either do it with Google or with Facebook. In this case I will just use Google. And here we are. So we see Hello Lars Jensen. I'm obviously logged in. We have a logout button. We can create a brand new trip, and I see an overview of my existing trips which I have previously saved to the database. Okay, let's plan for a short trip, 4 days trips, which we start in Berlin. By default, the map is centered around Berlin, so let's pass in Berlin. Okay, as you might know from other trips like Google Maps, since I've passed in the third character, I already get shown a list of auto-suggested places. So I can just go ahead and select Berlin from the list I read, which gets shown to me, and my first stop should be Prague. All right. When do we want to start the trip? Let's go for the 5th of August, which is a Friday, and just add this stop. Okay, what is happening now? We see a brand new entry, a list entry, 5th of August, the section, and the option to edit and cancel this stage, and we see the route on the map basically. Okay, let's edit it a bit. It's not only about the route, it's also about activities and the accommodation where we want to stay overnight. So let's go on the bed icon, which is for our accommodation. Okay, here we have a bunch of markers in different colors which correspond to the entries I see here, the suggested hotels with a distance to the town center. Let's go for the Hilton, which seems to be nice. It's close to the river, and I go to select hotel. Well, maybe it's a bit on the pricey side if I think about it once again. Hilton, maybe let's save a bit our budget and go for another option. So I go on the trash bin, deselect it basically, and go to the drop down again, where we also can find some hostels. So more time to spend on other things. So let's go for the Mosaic house in this case and just select this. All right, we've done this. I can basically go here, so I have a bigger screen, and now I go to the right in order to select some activities. Okay, since I'm in Prague, I want to spend a visit to the famous Charles Bridge. So, okay, so the app now prompts me to assign this activity either to Berlin or Prague, so to either the starting point or the destination point. In this case, it's clearly in Prague. I could also assign a specific time to this activity, which I won't do right now. I just go ahead and add it to the list, and as you can see here, I have a new bullet point. Let's also spend a visit to the Prague Castle. So, new entry. It is in Prague. No specific time. I just add it to the list. All right, here we go. What else do we have? We have an icon for trip statistics. We will get back to it in a bit. We could upload travel documents. We will see this a bit later as well. Let's go ahead and proceed with selecting a new stop. Add new stop. I go there. I start in Prague in this case, and I want to go next to Vienna. Okay. This time I don't want to stay overnight in Vienna, other than in Prague. I just want to spend there a couple of hours. As you can see, I have this bed icon, which is by default selected. This means it's blue. I can just deselect it by clicking it. So let's see what's happening now. I just add the stop, and as you can see in the last entry, I have it marked as a stopover. Okay. What does it mean exactly? Let's go to the edit icon. I can see here, I don't have a bed icon. I can't select an accommodation. It's a stopover, so I just spend there some time, but not as I don't stay there overnight. Let's just assign an activity, which is the famous Prater. If you haven't heard about it, it is a giant Ferris wheel, very famous in Vienna. Okay, go on the check mark, assign it to Vienna, and just add it to the list. Before proceeding our trip, I want to stay overnight in Bratislava, which is pretty close to Vienna, so I add a new stop. And I pass in Bratislava. I let the stay overnight selected, since that's what I want to do here. Okay, but if you have a look at the date, it doesn't match well, since we start on the 6th of August, so the 10th of July. It's, in this case, the day of recording. That doesn't work. Let's go on the pencil icon and edit the date, adjust it, and start on the subsequent day, which is the 7th of August in this case. Let's go for the 7th of August, and here I go now on update stop. It's not add stop anymore, it is update stop. And now I have the 7th of August. Okay. As you can see here, I see the section Vienna-Bratislava, so the map zooms into it. In the top right corner, I can go on this icon to see the entire trip, all stops along the route. So I basically zoom out. I can zoom into every specific section again. Okay, so now I'm in Bratislava, and what I will do now, I won't go over every possible editing feature here, would take too much time. I just want to showcase all the features. So this time I want to upload a document. Let's say I have a booking confirmation. That's a good document. It could also be something like a get your guide voucher or whatever. So let's go on this icon here. Go here. Okay, please save the strip below before uploading documents. I forgot about this, so let's give a name. Let's just say it's Summer Road Trip, which seems like a pretty nice name. So I need to repeat this step. Okay, file booking confirmation, PNG successfully added. This worked out. And okay, I've done this. Let's go ahead with the next stop. We are in Bratislava right now. Why not going next to Krakow? Nice town to visit. Add new stop. We have Krakow. Let's adjust the date, which is in this case, let's go for the 8th. Now we only have 4 hours, 4 days in this trip, and let's do it the next day. Okay, I add this stop. And next up, I get back to Berlin. And on the 9th of August. Okay, let's finalize the trip. And have a closer look. If we go on the pencil icon again, we will see the trip statistics. And as I can see here, I have the right duration from Krakow to Berlin. I have the route length of the specific section, the average mileage per day, the average driving time per day, and the total trip length, as well as the total driving time. But wait, 6.5 hours seems a bit strenuous, yeah? It's a bit too much. Maybe I will skip Krakow for the sake of convenience and go maybe for Wrocław, so I have less driving time. Okay, let's change this. How do I do this? Okay, I just go either on the second last or the last trip. I click the pencil icon again. I go on the car symbol, and instead of Krakow, I go for Wrocław. I go on update stop. Let's wait a sec. And as you can see now, the entire route got recalculated. Yeah? You see it in the list view, you see it on the map as well, and we have less driving time, obviously. So let's finalize the trip by saving it. For that purpose, I click on the disk icon. All right, and I can now bring up this entire trip and have a look at it. So I have here under my trips, my summer road trip, as I named it here, and I go to view mode. I have the edit mode. I can cancel, delete this entire trip, but now I go on view mode. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, it looks pretty similar to the edit mode or the create mode, but not entirely the same. So first I see the time per stage and the distance of the route. This is number 1. Then I go to the activities, and I don't see anymore these pencil and trashman icons. In view mode, I just see the bullet points for the activities. I have the trip stats over here. Then I have my travel documents for each specific route section. Let's wait a sec. It should show up in a second. And here I have my booking confirmation, which I had saved previously. And another interesting feature, I can look for nearby restaurants. So I go to restaurants, I can go through the list, and I see for every stop in this list restaurant suggestions. Right? I go to Wrocław. I can see it for Bratislava and every other city, which is, I think, a pretty nice feature. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough, and I think that you now get an idea how to use this app. See you next time.